Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren is in deep trouble. The sword has been hanging over him for a few months, and it was always evident that evading charges of conflict of interest, office of profit and corruption would be tough to evade in this mining case. The very fact that as a Chief Minister and Mining Minister, Soren got a mining lease himself just reeks of misconduct. The fact that he surrendered the lease once the case was raised smacks of guilt. In May 2022, the Election Commission had sent a notice to Soren and asked him to explain why he should not be disqualified. And once Soren was given an opportunity to explain, the EC decision becomes final and binding. EC had said earlier that there is sufficient ground for initiating disqualification proceedings. In June, the hearing in this matter was done, and now finally today on August 25, the EC sent its recommendation to the Jharkhand governor. We still don't know what that recommendation is, but as I said, the case is extremely strong against Soren. There is documentary evidence at every step. The BJP is already rejoicing. Are they being premature? And will charges of bias, as Soren made earlier today, suffice? We will take those questions to our guests in just a bit, but first, here are the case files. Soren had first applied and got the mining lease for granite gneiss rocks in Angara block of Ranchi district in 2008. That was for 12 years, that is till 2018. It expired in May 2018 and was not renewed. Soren even declared it as part of his election affidavit in 2019. But 2 years after he became Chief Minister, he applied again and got the lease again in October 2021. Here are some more dates. May 28, 2021, last year, Soren's application reached the Ranchi district mining officer. On June 7, Gram Sabha gave its consent for the mining lease. By March, the land lease agreement was signed between Soren and 9 other persons. In June, Ranchi Deputy Commissioner gave in principle approval for the mining lease. By September, the Chief Minister applied for environmental clearances for the mine. Also in the same month, the State Environment Impact Assessment Authority gave the clearance. And by February 2022, Soren then surrendered the lease as the opposition raised this matter. So this is just some of the more recent timeline. Let's also take you through reasons why Soren is in trouble. Now, there's the Representation of People's Act, which governs elected representatives. It mentions that an MLA can be disqualified for corruption or disloyalty. It leads to disqualification for a period of 5 years. This disqualification is there if people's representative has been subsisting contract with a government. It can be central or state government. Soren, as mining minister, issued lease on his own, to his own favor, and that lease is a clear violation of the Representation of People's Act. There's also an element of office of profit in Soren's case. And under this, disqualification is possible for holding office of profit under centre or state, financial gain or advantage or benefit to office holders. It amounts to office of profit. That's basically the description. It prohibits conflict between the duties and the interests of an elected representative, and this is the clincher against Soren because as mining minister, he was assigning lease to himself. Now, the governor can decide on disqualification of an elected member of assembly on the poll panel's opinion. But in most cases, it is binding. So the big debate that is coming up today, the ECI has taken its decision and its public knowledge is pending. We are all watching out for the governor's actions. But certainly, trouble has mounted for Hemant Soren.
उनकी सदस्यता यदि चली गई है और भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ यदि थोड़ी भी मॉरलिटी है तो हेमंत सोरेन जी को इस्तीफा देना चाहिए और मिड टर्म इलेक्शन के लिए जाना चाहिए।
अभी तक तो हमारे जो माननीय मुख्यमंत्री कोई नोटिस नहीं आया है। विपक्ष में हमारा अगर आता है तो हमारा संख्या बल ज्यादा है और सब एमएलए जो अभी सबसे बात हुई है, जरूरत पड़ेगा तो सारे लोग को बुलाएंगे।
First up, I want to go across to my colleague Saurabh, who's joining us. Saurabh, a lot of eyes on the governor and, of course, on Chief Minister Hemant Soren. Just give us a sense of what you're hearing. By when are we likely to hear the final order?
Shivani, as far as our sources are saying us that it will be tomorrow when the governor will issue a notification in this regard, and also the notification of the report that was submitted by Election Commission, that will be made public tomorrow. So the result and the governor's decision is expected tomorrow, what our sources are confirming. But as far as the political ambit is concerned of Jharkhand, already the BJP, they are claiming that Hemant Soren should resign on moral grounds, and midterm elections should be there in the coming days. So BJP is demanding midterm elections now. JMM and Congress, who are the ally in the UPA government in Jharkhand, they are confident about their numbers, because JMM already has 30 MLAs and Congress has 16 MLAs with them. So a total if you count the numbers of UPA, it counts to 50 of the UPA government. The total number of MLAs are 50. So the numbers are with UPA. It's only about a matter of time when it will be decided whether Hemant Soren will be there as a chief minister or not. If not, then there will be two possibilities. If the governor issues notification against him saying that he is disqualified, then he again has to prove his eligibility of being CM candidate by contesting election within 6 months.
Right.
And if he is debarred for some time,
then it becomes a bigger trouble for him, and they will have to get somebody else to take
CM
his position.
Will change, yes.
Absolutely. Saurabh, I do thank you for joining us. Let's go across to our guests now. Joining me on the show, Aprajita Sarangi, BJP MP and national spokesperson. I'm also joined by Dr. Tanuj Khatri, the JMM spokesperson. Tanuj, I'm coming to you first up. The JMM has been making it sound like this is some conspiracy. But what is the conspiracy here?
देखिए यहाँ पे क्या साजिश है, क्या कॉन्स्पिरेसी है, वो मैं आपको बताता हूँ। एक युवा आदिवासी मुख्यमंत्री, एक संघर्ष की पार्टी जो लगातार दशकों से संघर्ष करके जिसने झारखंड को अलग किया, झारखंड आदरणीय दिशोम गुरु श्री शिबू सोरेन जी के नेतृत्व में, और झारखंड में आज झारखंड मुक्ति मोर्चा और तमाम जो हमारे गठबंधन दल है उसकी सरकार है। ये बात कहीं ना कहीं भारतीय जनता पार्टी को बर्दाश्त नहीं होती।
नहीं, उनको नहीं बर्दाश्त होगी, वो ऑपोजिशन में है, उनको नहीं बर्दाश्त होगी, वो बात ठीक है। लेकिन ये जो माइनिंग स्कैम है, नहीं, इधर उधर की बात मत कीजिए सर, थोड़ा मुद्दे पे बात करिए, पॉइंटेड बात करिए। मैं आपकी बात सुनूंगी। बैकग्राउंड बंदे का क्या है उसका कोई लेना देना नहीं है सर, ये दैट इज नॉट अ डिफेंस इन लॉ।
अब आप तय करिएगा कि लेना देना नहीं है।
नहीं है लेना देना। आप मुझे ये बताइए, एज चीफ मिनिस्टर, जो काम हेमंत सोरेन ने किया, उनको जो लीज मिली, जो माइनिंग लीज मिली, उसमें एक षड्यंत्र क्या है? वो तो किसी की कॉन्स्पिरेसी नहीं है।
इसका निर्णय चुनाव आयोग को करना है, इसका निर्णय सुप्रीम कोर्ट को करना है। इसका निर्णय आपको चैनल पे बैठ करके और भारतीय जनता पार्टी को नहीं,
मैं तो आपसे कंस्पिरेसी की बात कर रही हूँ ना। आपने जेएमएम ने अलेज किया है कि कंस्पिरेसी है, इसमें कंस्पिरेसी क्या है?
सुप्रीम कोर्ट और चुनाव आयोग का है।
नहीं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट और चुनाव आयोग ये नहीं देख रहे हैं कि कंस्पिरेसी है या नहीं है, वो ये देख रहे हैं कि चार्ट सही है या नहीं है, वो बात अलग है। मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ, आप पॉलिटिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है, आप इसको कंस्पिरेसी कैसे बता रहे हैं? बताइए तुषार, तनुज जी। His link seems to be very terrible. We'll try and connect with him in just a bit. Aprajita Sarangi, Hemant Soren says that this entire news has been, shared by BJP and BJP MPs. It looks like it was cooked up at their headquarters. There is a sense of an allegation that you control the election commission also, and that, you are rejoicing prematurely. Nothing has come out in the open, and yet the BJP is rejoicing.
I tell you, blaming BJP has become a kind of fashion with the opposition parties for every wrongdoing of theirs. Now, how very ridiculous are the statements of the spokesperson from the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. At this juncture, he's playing victim card for Hemant Soren. When the corruption activities are before everybody, when we are aware of what Pooja Singhal, his officer, did and what Prem Prakash did, what more they have to say? And now here is a stone mining lease which has been given by the Chief Minister, who is also the State Mining and Forest Minister, in favor of himself. And I'm very happy to say that here all the procedures are being followed. We keep saying law will take its course. This is one of the finest examples.
Okay.
See,
One
on
second.
February 10,
Prajita ji, just hold on. I'll come back on the issue of these constitutional bodies or, you know, quasi-judicial bodies also being mired into controversy and being called political repeatedly. But just wait on 1 second. Mayur Jha is Congress spokesperson and Naveen Upadhyay is executive editor of The Pioneer, also joining us. I welcome you both. Mayur Jha, in a lot of these cases, the allegation is that the BJP government is trying to bring down the opposition government. In this case, the BJP doesn't stand to gain. The government numbers are pretty strong. This is pure a case of conflict of interest, of you misusing your office of profit otherwise, and of corruption. So, what is the conspiracy against Hemant Soren here?
The technical and legal aspects of this debate is a matter of the judiciary to take up. Election Commission has given a certain opinion. There were opinions given by the Supreme Court before that, in which the Supreme Court has clearly said that since this piece of land was not acquired by Hemant Soren after he came into public life or after he even became an MLA, so this, it's a matter of debate whether this actually falls under the purview of the Representation of People's Act or not.
Okay.
This is an observation of the Supreme Court.
Okay.
I'm not saying it myself. This is an observation of the Supreme Court. If you want, after the debate concludes, I'll send it to you on WhatsApp.
No, I didn't ask you that question. Of course, that matter is going to be decided by the Election Commission and the court. I asked you about conspiracy.
Let me respond to that.
Yeah.
The writing on the wall, the message that the Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to send through through social media, through media, and through all these acts, is that the whims and fancies of one officer of the Election Commission of India will supersede the wishes of 3.5 crore Indians. Remember that this government came with a thumping majority, a majority more thumping than ever in the history of Jharkhand. No pre-poll formulation has won 52 out of 81 seats ever since the state was formed. This government was a symbol of, this government symbolized the hope for a stable regime of 5 years.
But does that mean if something goes wrong, then no action can be taken?
No, listen to me.
Is that a defense for corruption?
No, it is not. Let me just conclude to it. And a matter of corruption should be, as far as a matter of corruption is concerned, let the competent authorities do it.
So the competent authority is the Election Commission. And you just said one selected person from the Election Commission will decide. You have undermined the authority of the Election Commission.
No, please let me complete, because this Election Commission is also supposed to take into consideration the various legal opinions that are put forward to it.
Yes, so it has, right?
Let the Election Commission, let the orders come. The government has not received any order. Let the orders come. The legal recourse is there.
That of course is there. But my question to you is, how can the Congress party, the JMM, raise questions over the independence of the Election Commission? Just because you are under the gun?
Will you let me respond?
Yes, please respond.
The question here arises because, in whatever order the Election Commission has passed, we have not seen the order.
Sure enough.
Why should the BJP spokesperson know what is in the order of the Election Commission when the Election Commission itself has not come? Yes. There have been quotes from BJP spokespersons. How is the media?
Okay, Prajita Sarangi wants to come in.
Yes.
Mayur Jha, just let her respond, then you come in.
Yes, no, let me just finish first.
I'll come back to you. Mayur, I'll come back to you. Let her respond to this particular charge, then you continue. Yeah, Prajita Sarangi.
I start from where you stopped me. See, let me tell you that I had thought these people, the opposition parties, including the JMM, would be completely silent today, deafeningly silent, because they have nothing to say and all procedures are being followed. Please don't blame BJP for every wrongdoing of yours.
You want to conveniently murder the wishes and desires of 3.5 crore Indians, and you want us to be silent. You want us to be silent.
Can he be stopped?
You let her finish. You speak after that. One by one, please. One by one.
In the murder of democracy.
Mayur, you've made your point. Please don't go on endlessly. Otherwise, I'll have to take you off air. I don't want to do that. Please cooperate. Aprajita ji. I'll come back to you. Mayur, be patient. This is a panel of 4 people. Please. Aprajita.
Why should Aprajita expect Congress and JMM to be silent? so that
Let me
BJP
say
and
very-
using its
Now,
agencies.
can he
Okay,
stop?
can I just have a
Congress
Prajita? Mayur, not
spokesperson
like this.
must
I will
know
not allow
that
this
he
beyond the
should be
point.
decent.
Please
Can be convincingly
cooperate. You've had your turn. Let us speak. I will come to you again. Do not waste time, please. Only a Prajita.
Now, here is a case where procedures have been followed, and here no opposition party can level any kind of charge against the Bharatiya Janata Party.
No, his specific
we
charge
have
is that
gone
why are you
by the set
celebrating?
norms and
Why are you
regulations and
hinting
rules.
that this is an adverse order?
Not at
How do
all.
you know?
Not at all. Who hinted? No,
Nishikant
let me
Dubey?
tell you, did I say anything? I am the spokesperson from the Bharatiya Janata Party. See, he's a local person, he's a local MP. He may be saying something out of his own enthusiasm. I'm not here to defend him or say anything against him. The fact remains that I am representing my party. And let me tell you that on February 10, 2022, former Chief Minister Raghuvar Das ji had actually raised this matter. Then on February 11, a BJP delegation, and
Met
I'm
the
sure
governor, yes.
Nishikant Dubey ji, my esteemed colleague in the Lok Sabha, yes, was part of that delegation. They met the governor. Now, governor, what he did, as per the as per Article 192 of the Constitution, he referred the matter to the ECI, and the BJP delegation has sought his disqualification, Mr. Soren's disqualification, in pursuance of Section 9 and 9A of the Representation of Peoples Act 1951. Now here, I must tell you that ECI has given opportunity of being heard not only to Hemant Soren but also to Basan Soren, and this entire hearing was over on August 18, 2022, and here the ECI
I get that.
has sent
Please
its,
answer the
whatever
specific
its
question,
opinion
which
to
is
the governor.
what they're
Right?
saying is, one second, Aprajita
I'm
ji,
coming
the
to that.
chronology
I'm coming to that.
I'm running that chronology. Nobody
The
can
only thing
deny
is that-
these are all documents
No,
and
the-
all documentary facts are available.
The only thing
hearing
is
has
that-
happened. But Ms. Sarangi, please respond to the charge that the
Let me
opposition
speak.
is making. That
Let me
you
speak.
seem to have known that the EC has taken a decision and sent to the governor before the EC said anything.
We are confident that there would definitely be a midterm poll. You know why? The reason is that there is ample evidence against Mr. Hemant Soren, and we have given
No,
our
even after the
submissions,
disqualification
and
of
we
Hemant
have
Soren,
faith
the alliance has
in
support
this
of 51 MLAs.
constitutional
If you are
body,
confident that you will
ECI.
buy out,
Okay,
if you are
right.
confident you
One
will buy
second.
out,
The
we have
JMM
given our
spokesperson
statements
is back
and we
with
are
us.
aware of the
Tanuj is
fact
back with us.
that they
We
have
lost the link
actually
with him.
given,
Tanuj, I'll give you 30 seconds. The pointed
They have
question I
given
was
us stone
asking you
mining
was
lease
that the
to
facts are very
himself.
clear in this case. The EC is the designated body to decide on this matter.
Very-
Please don't allege conspiracy when there can be none. Nobody else has a role to play here.
रोल कैसे नहीं प्ले कर रहे हैं? भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग पर्दे के पीछे से रोल प्ले करते थे, अब ये सामने आ रहे
लोगों को नहीं
हैं।
पता
ये
है।
बता रहे हैं कि ईडी क्या करेगी, ईसीआई क्या करेगी, और अभी आपके चैनल पर बैठ करके जो अपने आप को बता रहे हैं कि मैं वो सीनियर स्पोक पर्सन है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के, वो कह रहे हैं कि मिड टर्म पोल होगा।
Can you
51
say that there has been no
सीटों के साथ
corruption?
सरकार है यहाँ पे।
पद भी हमारे पास हैं।
51
विधायक
सीटों
आपके
का
Can
पास
you
हैं।
say that there has been no corruption?
Are you confident to buy out 20 MLAs?
Shivani, I need to come in.
Yes, I heard you, ma'am.
Can you say that there has been no
51
corruption?
सीटें।
Okay, let Tanuj respond to
And
that.
there has been
Let
no
Tanuj,
giving of
Mayur ji, रुक जाइए, not like
सरकार है
this.
इस पर बने
Aprajita ji and Tanuj. Tanuj, respond. Corruption
कैसे
हुआ है या
आपने
नहीं हुआ है?
कैसे
प्रश्न
कह
है।
दिया? आप क्या गंभीरता है
एक
आपकी
ही
बात
प्रश्न
की?
है,
मिड टर्म पोल की बात
भ्रष्टाचार
करते
हुआ
हैं,
है या
सपना
नहीं?
देखते रहिए। 51 सीटों की सरकार है।
भ्रष्टाचार हुआ है
भारतीय
या
जनता
नहीं?
पार्टी को भी कभी नहीं आई है उतनी सीटें झारखंड के अंदर में।
जो पूछा जा रहा है वो बताएं।
पूछा जा रहा है,
भ्रष्टाचार हुआ है या
डिक्टेट किया जा रहा है
नहीं?
क्या?
स्टोन माइनिंग
तानाशाही चल रही
लीज
है
दिया
क्या कि जो
गया
पूछा
है
जा
या
रहा है वो
नहीं?
बताएं। मेरी जबान है, मैं जो बोलूंगा वो सुनना होगा आपको।
Whether
कौन पूछ
stone
रहा है?
mining
आप
lease
तानाशाह हैं
has
क्या जो
been
आप
given
पूछेंगे?
by
आपको
Hemant
किसने अधिकार
Soren
दिया?
to himself or
एंकर
not?
पूछेंगी।
Yes or no?
एंकर पूछेंगे, आप
The
क्या
answer
पूछिएगा?
is either yes or no. No
आप
other
क्या
answer.
पूछिएगा?
Can
चैनल
you
को पूछने
say
दीजिए,
before the
जो
entire
पूछा जा रहा है वो
nation
बताइए।
that no
देश बिक
stone
रहा है, वो नहीं
mining
बताया
lease
जा
has
रहा
been
है।
given by Hemant Soren to his family?
मिड टर्म पोल होगा।
Is it true?
Acha,
आप समझ
Tanuj
रहे
ji,
हो मिड
I
टर्म
am
पोल के
losing,
बारे में?
Tanuj,
Yes or
I am
no?
losing
Or
your
you
video
say true
again
or
and
false?
again.
You have absolutely
Let
no
me
answer.
take that question
There
to
is
Mayur one more
corruption,
time
and you have
before
to
I go
accept
across
that.
to some of our experts on the panel. Mayur, central question is this only. Did Hemant Soren, as Chief Minister, as Mining Minister, assign himself a lease? I mean, you ask an ordinary person, he will say there is a conflict of interest here. Simple concept.
Let the competent authorities decide there will be conflict of interest or
आपको
not.
नहीं लगता?
Let the election commission order come. You know, there are 2-3 points. The BJP spokesperson has made it very clear as to what their intention is. They are saying midterm polls. Even after the disqualification of Hemant Soren, the alliance has 51 MLAs. What is the basis of them saying there will be midterm polls? Are they engaging in horse trading? Are they openly admitting on a national channel that they are engaging in horse trading? And the basis, and this is precisely the basis of why they are able to say that there will be midterm polls.
But your government is so strong. You just mentioned to me that you have 50 plus MLAs and brute majority. Why are you worried?
Exactly. No, that's exactly what is the whole, you know, the whole objective of Bharatiya Janata Party here is the fact that they are unable to digest the fact that not only this government came to power with a thumping majority, but the fact that in the 5 years of Raghubar Das as chief minister, there were 6 by-elections in the state, of which BJP lost 5. In
That's a political argument. But Mayur, I keep asking you the same thing. Does it sound right that as a chief minister and as the mining minister, you assigned yourself a mine?
Who is denying an investigation here? Let there be a judicial
But
probe
जब
into this. Has the
investigation
chief
होती है
minister
तो आप तो
denied that?
investigation पे सवाल उठा देते हो. अभी आप इसी पे कर रहे हो. कल आप जज पे करोगे.
Because the fact is that the Supreme Court observations in this matter have not been taken into consideration. There is a Supreme Court observation which I can send to you where it is said that the very fact that this land was not acquired by Hemant Soren after he came into public life actually puts this whole matter, makes this whole matter a matter of discussion.
Yeah, so it's a matter of discussion.
Something
The
has
EC
happened.
thought about it. You know, it applied its mind. It's not like the Supreme Court gave him a clean sheet.
Let me be very clear. Let me be very clear. This is for investigating agencies to probe.
All
but
right.
have the investigating
So you will not go
agencies
by what the EC says. Okay, 2 of my panelists have not spoken. Let me go across to Mr. Dubey, who's a lawyer himself. Mr. Dubey, some facts of law are being challenged here. What do you say? As per Office of Profit, clauses and also People's Representative Act, where does Hemant Soren's case fall? Is he in the wrong?
Thank you, Shivani. The reference on which the Election Commission has submitted its recommendation is clearly that whether the Jharkhand Chief Minister held an office of profit or granting mining lease to himself in 2021. Now, what is office of profit, Shivani? Let me categorically state. There should be an office. The office is of the profit and the office is under the central or the state government. Whether the government is the appointing authority, the answer is yes. Whether the government has the power to terminate the appointment, here also, yes. Whether the government determines the remuneration, yes. What is the source of remuneration? That the lease and the mining and power that comes with the position. That chief minister has issued mining lease. So the person shall not be deemed to hold an office of profit under the government of India or in the state by only that he is a minister. The question is whether a contract has to be made for supply of goods or the execution of any work undertaken by the government. Admittedly, here is a mining lease existing in favor of the Honorable Chief Minister.
Who's also the mining minister.
And also the mining minister. And the Supreme Court in Divya Prakash versus Pulter Chandra Rana and another has categorically held that if by virtue of your act, by holding a constitutional position, you involve yourself in the pecuniary benefits, then office of profit will come into the... It's a settled law. Article 1021, Article 191.
So this point that Mayur is raising, that if he had already been in this business before public life, then it becomes a matter of debate and discussion. What do you think?
See, this question has to be answered by the Election Commission, that what constitutes that he has been disqualified by the virtue of the violating the Representation of People Act. The Election Commission is the sole authority. Even the courts also do not enter into the domain of the constitutional authority.
I was coming to exactly that. The Election Commission decision is final and binding, right? As long as it hears all sides. Am I right?
Do you know that?
Yes, you are very right. And subject to judicial review, provided
of course.
What we have seen in the Aam Aadmi Party's case, what 22 MLAs in office of profit case, ultimately court sent that matter for the cross-examination, and by the time remainder period is over. So we should not equate this case with that case. Ultimately, there is a judgment. Judgment says it's a person having a constitutional authority involve himself in a pecuniary jurisdiction, then he will
Well,
be
in this case,
disqualified.
by plain sight and logic, it does look bad. Propriety also comes in. It's not just a matter of law. Let me go across and give the last word to Naveen Upadhyay, who's from the Pioneer. Has this already made Hemant Soren look terribly bad? And do you believe that this could cause further trouble for JMM, also for the coalition, if he was to be indeed disqualified, disqualified and also barred for elections for a little bit of time?
You see, I don't think that this election commission's directive in any way going to create instability in Jharkhand, because they have root majority, more than 50 MLAs. And I was just listening to one of their MLAs, Samir Mohanty, saying that even if he is disqualified by the election commission, we will re-elect him as chief minister. Secondly, I don't think election commission can bar him from contesting election. They can disqualify him, but I don't think they can bar him from contesting election. So that question does not arise.
Under these cases, is there not a provision for disqualification like it was for Jay Lalita?
No.
No, I don't think election commission will No, it's not convicted, so he cannot be disqualified.
Right.
He can be as far as his MLA, he cannot be a MLA, and he can continue as chief minister for another 6 months. During the 6 months, he will get re-elected from somewhere. Of course, this will be a perception battle.
Right.
But I can tell you one thing in Jharkhand, Jharkhand corruption does not matter. I think this state is such a rich state. I have covered it for many years. But if you go to deep area of Jharkhand, people, half-clad people, such poor people, corruption is rampant. In recent cases, you must have seen a lot of money has been seized from here and there. So I think this battle of perception does not really matter, because everyone is somewhere or other involved in this mining scandal. Jharkhand has been looted over the years.
And it
so
has one of the richest mining reserves of the world.
Yes. So, and as far as political instability is concerned, this rumor got credence when 3 Congress MLAs were arrested in West Bengal with 50 lakh rupees. So naturally the opposition has fear, and they have raised this apprehension that there is an attempt to topple the government. But I think this government cannot be toppled this way. Election Commission's directive is not going to topple the government. There could be other ways, some defection here and there that could. But
not because of this case.
Ruling per se, election.
Okay.
Ms.
Aprajita Sarangi, I want a final response from you. The opposition is clearly making a charge that you are going to do some hera-feri here. And you are trying to talk of midterm polls when the government is not in danger. How come you are doing that?
See, JMM has invited trouble itself. Now here, where do we stand? It's very important to know. Reportedly, ECI has sent its opinion to His Excellency Honorable Governor of Jharkhand. Now, if Honorable Governor of Jharkhand has got the opinion of ECI, he would definitely go through it and he would be issuing orders as appropriate. So, I think we all need to have patience. We need to wait, and Bharatiya Janata Party will definitely not jump the bandwagon. Let's see how it goes. Law will take its course.
Okay, I have to leave it at that. I do thank all of you for joining us. I've run out of time. Tomorrow can be a big day for the Jharkhand governor and government and the chief minister. Moving on.